the kind of relish with which people are rushing towards this question without understanding the broader context. It's right to raise individual issues, but you have to see it in this wider context of the challenge that Israel faces.
It's interesting you say that. You've said twice, actually, that Israel is being held to extremely high standards. And you've just said you think some people are relishing sort of putting Israel on the spot over whether or not they're acting legally. Who do you think's relishing that? Don't you think people are just asking questions based on what they see as appalling suffering in Gaza? Who do you think is relishing it?
Well, I think this is an important point, which is that I think it's all too easy for the world to forget the horrors that Israel faced and rush back to attacking Israel and holding Israel to standards that we wouldn't remotely hold other countries to. Now, it's right that we hold Israel to those highest standards. No, because Israel is a democratic country. It's a rules-based country. It's a part of our broader Western family of nations. We should expect the highest standards of it. What I would say is that in response to legitimate concerns, and I'm not pulling punches about my concerns about the way in which Israel has conducted some of this conflict, they have responded to that. That's the way in which I think the United Kingdom government should use its relationship to address broader concerns, not least the humanitarian suffering that we're seeing in Gaza.
It's a very important question. Do you believe that Israel is acting within the law?
Well, I think that Israel is conducting a legitimate campaign, and it is doing so in a very, very difficult environment where it is facing Hamas, a terrorist organisation that hides amongst its civilian population. Now, in terms of the United Kingdom government's assessment of that, the way that we undertake this, and indeed we are required by law to periodically review compliance with arms export controls, and that happens to all nations. Now, the way we do that is for the Foreign Secretary to take advice. He then advises the Business Secretary about whether we should be able to continue those arms exports. Now, the Foreign Secretary's advice in respect of that has not changed.
So currently, you believe Israel is acting within the law. You say the advice has not changed. So currently it is your belief Israel is acting within international law. The position of the government is that we don't publish our legal... That's not my question. You don't have to publish Laura, the legal advice.
One essentially gets to that point. The key thing is it legitimate? Can we lawfully sell arms to Israel? And yes, that is the case, and that is the basis. On that basis, the Foreign Secretary has given advice to the Business Secretary, and our position hasn't changed.
So that's very important. Now, as things stand, so I just want to emphasise this for our viewers, because whether or not you publish the legal advice is a row about the process. Whether you believe right now Israel is acting within the law is a question of principle. You have said yes, as things stand, you believe Israel is acting within the law. Except that I want to ask you this question, because the chair of the Foreign Affairs Select Committee...
I just think we need to be absolutely clear about this. So Israel is has legitimately able to receive arms exports for us. Our advice hasn't changed. Of course, we have concerns about the way in which Israel is conducting itself. That is why we have raised issues, for example, in relation to aid and getting more aid in. That's why we've raised issues in relation to deconflicting. But that is in the context of a legitimate conflict that Israel is pursuing.